Last week, I made a build with wings that flapped, but while I was playing around more this week, I found a better way to make it work, and that could lead to some pretty awesome builds. So, let's get to it. Upon experimenting over the last few days, I found out what I was doing wrong, resulting in the weird flapping motion seen in last week's video. Believe it or not, the solution was absurdly simple. To begin with, I'll go over how to easily apply flapping mechanics to your builds. To get set up, you're gonna need a stake and 2 construct heads, plus the materials you want to use for your actual build. For me, I decided to go with rails, since they're pretty lightweight and don't require too much to make fly. Start by placing a stake in the ground, then put the body of the machine that you're going to be building on the rail. From here, you place 1 construct head facing forward in the upside down position, and the other construct head facing forward in the right side up position. It's that simple. From here, place your wing material on the side of the construct heads. With this done, you've now achieved the flapping mechanic. To round off the build, I attached some more rails and fins so that our device will actually fly. When it was said and done, I had a makeshift bird flying through the air. The only problem you'll probably come across is if the heads lock onto something, which, for me, kept making my device break its own wings off. But once I got it high enough in the air, that stopped happening, and I was pretty pleased with the result.
Outstanding!
It was around this point that I wanted to make a wing with 2 extra wings that flapped. For some reason, I was convinced it would be a pretty funny sight to see. So, I got to building. In no time, I lined everything up and had it all put together. But as I went to take off, it started breaking itself apart. I guess I should have seen that coming. The wings did seem a little heavy for a single construct head. But what about if I trade them out for sleds? A few quick moments later, it looks like this could work. Except, I didn't position the wings to flap correctly, and something just doesn't look right. I think setting things at an angle just makes this look more believable. Since wings don't last that long, I can't really mess around with the design too much without having to rebuild everything. So, I decided that I was going to use the wing design I came up with last week. Of course, I changed it around a small bit and decided to add a stand on the bottom for some reason. But the major difference was this time, I'm going to put the flapping part of the sleds at an angle to give it that more realistic flapping appearance. After a few revisions, and by a few I mean way too many, it was working! Well, kinda. I really do like this design, and I feel like I could come the closest to making a bird creature with this layout. So, I'm gonna take this back to the base and give it another shot. While messing around, in no time, I pretty much had an entirely new design. It was still somewhat similar, but in a way it did look more bird-like. So, I decided to go try it out. And yeah, it was pretty close to what I was looking for. But while I was out test flying it, I noticed I had, of course, messed up the flapping mechanic. But that's fine. I quickly remade the entire thing in record time. It was ready for test flight 2. And this time, I had a true flying V. It looked just like how I used to draw birds in elementary school. However, the best part was, it worked. But when seen from certain angles, it did look kinda weird. Overall though, I was pleased with the results. If you enjoyed this video, leave a thumbs up and consider subscribing. Also, leave a comment, cause I respond to those pretty often. And as always, I'll catch you next time.